Hello everyone, my name is Elaine.
Hello, I'm Sophia.
Hello, my name is Luna. Hello, I'm Rowan.
Okay, today we will analyze The Swimmer by John Cheever, a haunting and symbolic short story set in 1960s America, a time of booming suburban life, economic prosperity, and deep psychological undercurrents. The story follows Neddy Merrill, a seemingly successful man, as he swims through his neighbor's pools in an attempt to return home. However, as the journey progresses, time becomes unstable and illusions begin to collapse. What starts as a casual afternoon transforms into an existential journey, one that challenges the myth of the American dream, the reliability of perception, and the construction of self. To better understand this complex narrative, we will apply three major literary theories. The first one is structuralism. We will explore how the story is built upon symbolic systems and cultural codes, such as binaries like youth versus agent, mortality versus decay, and how Neddy's journey mirrors mythological structures, especially the heroic journey and the American dream. Second is deconstruction. Following Jacques Derrida, we will challenge the stability of these binary oppositions. We will show how language and symbols in the text break down, how time becomes disjointed, and how the once clear signs of success, like swimming pools, become fragmented, unstable, and ironic. And last, we will analyze from psychoanalysis. From Freud, we'll apply the model of the psyche, id, ego, and superego, to examine Neddy's repression, fantasies, and psychological breakdown. Then, turning to Jacques Lacan, we'll consider the mirror stage and the illusion of a unified self, suggesting that Neddy's identity is a misrecognition, a reflection of American ideals that ultimately disintegrates. Through these three lenses, we'll uncover how The Swimmer is not just a surreal story, but a profound critique of modern identity, cultural illusion, and psychological denial. As we begin with the structuralist approach, one of the most striking narrative techniques Cheever uses is the construction of binary oppositions. These binaries create the foundation of Neddy's world, like the youth versus agent. At the start, Neddy Merrill is described almost romantically. He was a slender man. He seemed to have the special slenderness of youth. He might have been compared to a summer's day. He feels young, he believes he's young, his body still glides through the autumn. But slowly, the signs begin to shift. Have you ever had one of these moments, when the season suddenly feels wrong for your mood, like your body and the world aren't in sync anymore? That's exactly what's happening to Neddy. He wants to exist in eternal summer, but the leaves are turning. The air grows cold. He's forgetting things. Friends seem older, others are missed entirely. In structuralist terms, Cheever sets up the illusion of youth only to show it being slowly eroded by time, as inevitably as a shift from summer to fall. So, what other binaries do you think are here?
I think maybe the binary between reality and illusion is perhaps the one of the strongest oppositions of all. Because at the beginning, Neddy constructs a grand dream that the swimming pool form a river across which he can swim home. But as the journey continues, reality pokes holes in the illusion. One neighbor hints that Neddy has been out of touch for a long time. Another recalls some kind of financial troubles, and someone even don't recognize him at all. So his memories become suspect. He cannot remember if his friends moved or died. He forgets appointments. Eventually, he doesn't even know when it is. By the time he reaches his house, it's dark, locked, and abandoned. In the story, it says the place was empty. Although that's the final twist, the binary between reality and illusion doesn't end with a clear winner. Instead, the two bleed into each other until even we, as the reader or listener, are not quite sure when the dream ended and the breakdown began.
Yes. I also think there's another binary is the pool and the land. So the pool is actually in this short story is a utopian space where Neddy can swim from one pool to another, so as if he's experiencing different stages of his life without interpretation. And the water in the pool is also symbolized of the seamless flow of wealth that allows him to maintain his vibrant and successful image. And while for the land, it is the harsh reality that Neddy could not escape. For example, the economic collapse or the alienation of his relationships. So as he navigates through the land, he encounters the people of his past relationships and also the stark reality of the financial decline. And I also think that this binary is emphasizing a kind of wholeness of a life that built on materialism. Yes.
So, and I think if we zoom out, there's a deeper narrative structure beneath the surface of the story. I think Neddy Merrill's journey kind of mirrors a modern day Odyssey, not across oceans, but through a string of suburban swimming pools. Just like Odyssey, Ned moves from place to place, encountering figures from his past, each offering fragments of his lost life. The pools form a kind of symbolic map. Each stop is a mini trial or encounter. There's even a shifting sense of time, like a mythic hero caught between worlds. So I think some structuralists might argue that these narrative patterns, the movement, the ritual, the return, are part of a universal grammar of storytelling, and the swimmer fits into that grammar, but not completely fits into. So it makes the familiar myth feels uncanny and unfamiliar.
That's
Yeah.
I think I really like your interpretation of his mythic journey as he moves from the pools almost like modern days Odysseus. And building on that, I want to take a slightly different angle to zoom in how this journey actually reflects a structuralist perspective, especially through the theme of American dream. So I think in the short story, the swimming pool draw a physical boundary between the land and the water, the realities and the imagination. And the collision of these two worlds, it actually shows a disillusionment of American dream. So at that time, American dream is sold as a dream of two-story house, picket wire fence, and also a house with a swimming pool. So as depicted, swimming pool is a symbol of American dream. And it is not only a recurring setting, but also functions as a symbolic unit within a large structure of meanings that is tied to American suburbia in the 1960s. So at that time, people emphasizes on wealth, youth, leisure, and belonging. And swimming pool is therefore a structural symbolic system, as each pool represents a different stage of Neddy's journey. And as you have mentioned before, that his journey mimics a mythic and a ritualistic passage through these symbolic spaces. So his personal odyssey is shaped by and also situated within a large cultural cause. So I think as Neddy moves from one pool to another, he is also moves through the sign system of American dream. And what will happen to the once stable American dream and the changes within it, Please stay tuned with us for our next episode.